Clark loaded all of the kryptonite as the scientists prepared to power up the tokamak. Jonathan, Jack, and Lois walked out of the lab and made their way to the security station with their guns aimed ready for anything. They got to the security station and all of the security guards were dead. Jack stepped over their bodies and looked through the security cam footage, but nothing was showing on any cameras. Lois said they have to be somewhere. They can't know where all the blind spots are. Just then, all of the cameras went out. They heard a loud noise behind them. They all turned and aimed their guns into the empty hallway. They stood there for a moment and Lois said, "Come on, they're men, not boogeymen." They slowly moved forward. Clark loaded the last piece of kryptonite, then walked over to the scientist. He asked him how long until it's powered up. The scientist said, "I just need 5 more minutes." Clark dropped the hazmat suit and told the scientist to barricade the door. He's going to hold off Malone. Clark super speeds out of the lab. Lois, Jonathan, and Jack make it to the end of the hallway and it's empty. Lois said, "That's not creepy at all." They hear a sound behind them, then the lights went out. Jack pulled out a flashlight and turned it on. In the very small beam of light stood Malcolm Malone. Lois said, "I never thought you would do your own dirty work." Malone answered he had to after Lois's Pollyanna speech ruined his plans. Jonathan said, "Are you really willing to level an entire city just to get rid of one alien?" Malone answered, "I could care less about Metropolis. Besides, who said there was just one alien?" Malone's eyes turned red and emitted heat vision. Before the fire could reach Lois, Clark super speeds in front of her. The heat hits him and burns him. Clark was surprised that Malone had heat vision and that it hurt him. Malone smiled and said, "Hello, Kal-El." The lab began to shake as if there was an earthquake. Lois asked, "What is that?" Clark answered, "It must be the tokamak. It should have powered up by now. Go back to the lab. I'll handle him." They all run away and leave Clark in the hallway with Malone. He said, "It's never going to work, Kal-El." Clark asked if he was Kryptonian, how could he handle kryptonite? Malone answered, "Because I am more than Kryptonian." Malone began to morph into another form. When he is finished, he is Brainiac. He said to Clark, "I am Brainiac." Clark asked if that was supposed to mean something to him. Brainiac said to ask Jor-El what it means. A countdown begins in the lab. Brainiac smiled and said it looked like his little tokamak is about to go boom.